Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Gives You Wings, the review series for Gran Turismo 6's selection of RedBull prototypes, running in order from the 2010 model all the way up to the 2014. And in this episode, we're featuring the third and final variant of the 2010 shape RedBull. Now this is the Sebastian Vettel edition, which is probably the most popular version of the X2010 RedBull overall. For fairly obvious reasons, people tend to prefer special edition models. They have a certain appeal to them. It has the RedBull livery on it with some slight differences to the other models, which is also pretty cool. And it is actually, as I've alluded to in the previous two episodes, slightly different to the other X2010s in terms of its mechanicals and its tuning potential. And that's interesting. It's very interesting that they chose to do that, because it could have just been exactly the same as the others with a different livery, but they did choose to make it different for whatever reason. Now, I haven't looked into the backstory of the Vettel edition. Obviously, Sebastian Vettel was used to drive the car after it was first produced, but why the car has a different gearbox setup, I'm not aware of. I haven't looked into it. However, the way in which the gearbox is different on this particular model is that you can only tune the final drive, which seems kind of strange. With all of the other RedBulls, X2010s in particular of course, you can tune of course the individual gears and the final drive. With this model, you can only tune the final drive for some strange reason. And pretty much all of the gears from, say, 3rd or 4th onwards are very, very close ratio. Now that may make you think or assume that the car is not so strong top end. Perhaps it's kind of the same situation as the McLaren F1 LM, where it has a more close ratio hardcore design to make it more of a track machine than the existing McLaren F1. But that's not the case overall with the Vettel edition, because it's just as fast top end as the other X2010s. So again, kind of strange that they chose to do that with the gearbox. It does, however, make the car relatively simple to tune. Just extend the final drive if you need top speed, and of course reduce it if you need acceleration. So it does make it a fairly easy car to tune. In terms of on-paper spec, it's exactly the same as the other two X2010s. So 1,556 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque. It weighs in at only 545 kilos, produces 2,855 horsepower per tonne, and sits, again, exactly the same as the other two X2010s, at 975 pp. Which, alongside the other two X2010s, is the second highest PP of any of the RedBulls, and also the second highest PP currently on the game, even when compared to the Tomahawks. And that gives you some idea of how good these cars are, because despite having been updated by both the X2011 and X2014, the X2011 of course being slightly higher in PP, but these cars are still, despite their age, which around 5 years, almost 6 years now, is quite a long time when it comes to motorsports development. So many other racing cars of a Formula type that are that much older would see significant degrading, as it were, in their racing tech. They would have been outmoded, outdated, and the newer variations would be significantly better. In the case of this car, though, that hasn't happened. The X2010 is still one of the strongest cars in the game, second only to the X2011. If you're looking for a RedBull in general to purchase, this one is, as I mentioned, one of the most popular choices for obvious reasons with the livery. I would recommend it as much as the other X2010s. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it more, because it's not really any better or worse. It does have a different gearbox, and it does have a different livery, but that's pretty much the only difference. Its performance and spec and price are exactly the same. So if you're a fan of the Vettel edition, which I know a lot of people are, then it's the car for you. If you don't really care about special editions, it doesn't really matter. So I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.